The Straw Market Authority's Allocation and Application Committee met Monday morning to determine where each Bay Street straw vendor will be posted when the new straw market on Bay Street opens. Chairman Hubert Chipman told ZNS News that task should be completed by Tuesday and vendors should be informed of their placement as early as next week. One of the major qualifications for vendor placement is current payment of national insurance contributions. The payment deadline was September 30th, and according to Mr. Chipman, the majority of the vendors are compliant.
There are vendors that is paid all the way up to the end of December, right? And with the September 30th cutoff, right, it doesn't present a problem at all. Now, there are vendors that are presently negotiating with national insurance to bring themselves up to date for 2011. Once that is done, right, and they would have to present that along with they will they will have to present that with application to the business license section. The business license will then issue them a license. They will then turn that over to the authority, and then we will be able to allocate a stall to that particular person.
As the government decides the future of the burnt-out straw market, the authority is ensuring that all the concerns of the straw vendors are addressed, especially any vendor wanting to sell their wares outside the new building.
We think it's really unfair for people on the outside of the market, and I think they use the word hawkers. Hawkers do not come into the market. So that question was asked at the meeting on Friday. What about the hawkers? What are you going to do about the hawkers? Well, we're going to speak with the police. We will try to protect the area as much as possible. Certain things will never change, but we will do our best to ensure that we protect the people that's in the market.
Chipman announced that the new downtown straw market is tentatively set to open next week, Friday, December 16th. With 430 stalls and 33 spaces available in the prestigious center aisle, it allows space for even more vendors.
Listening to the vendors on Friday, most of the older vendors will tell you, well, I don't believe in knockoff bags. I don't believe in this. I believe in Bahamian straw. I believe in authentic Bahamian. The other thing the board has decided as far is to establish what we call a compliance unit. A compliance unit in the sense that there will be daily monitoring of the market, right, to ensure that the rules are carried out.
Altaviz Munnings, ZNS News.
The collection of slave artifacts at the Pompey Museum was not a total loss as previously thought following Friday's early morning fire. Curator of the museum, Kim Stubbs Outen, told us she's thankful that early assessments have proven to be incorrect.
Have been able to recover some of the artifacts from the museum. We're very pleased at that. We've been able to recover some of the slave-related artifacts and a number of the rare books. We are still in the process of conducting an inventory, so we cannot say exactly what we have yet, but we can say that we were able to save quite a number of things. And that's through the assistance of the firemen who are on duty, who were extremely helpful and willing to assist us in securing the objects.
Right now, officials of the Antiquities and Monuments Corporation are conducting an inventory, assessing just how many of those artifacts from the slavery era survived the blaze.
Initially, we were told that there was only ashes left. But after the firemen put the fire out and cleared the crowds away and everything had cooled down, I gathered, they were able to go in, and with guidance from us who were on the outside, we were able to lead them to where the exhibits were displayed and to recover some of those objects.
And the next step for the department will be conducting an assessment of the 18th century structure. Prime Minister Ingram has already announced that the Pompey Museum will be restored. A 2.5-day leadership workshop was put on today by the National Congress of Trade Unions, with some 40 union leaders representing 14 organizations participating. The NCTU's ongoing educational and skills training initiative seeks to prepare leaders to play a more relevant role in the 21st century labor environment. NCTU's President Jennifer Isaacs Dotson says the face of the workplace is changing with new issues emerging, and the Congress wants to ensure their leaders are well equipped to deal with those problems.
Of course, some of the new issues that are surfacing, what they're talking about this morning, globalization. How does globalization affect trade unions? We're talking about taking leadership roles, the new dynamics of the trade union movement, where now you see contract workers, you see a number of part-time workers, you see a number of migrant workers. So there are new issues that are surfacing in the trade union movement that we would not have seen years ago, that this workshop is being done in order to prepare our leaders for.
The workshop, sponsored by the International Labor Organization, ILO, involves government, employers, and unions. Senior worker specialist for the Caribbean with the ILO out of Trinidad and Tobago, Paula Robinson.
The International Labor Organization plays many roles, but each of these groups, governments, employers, and trade unions are our members. And as a result, we have an agenda, the Decent Work Agenda, where we say that we have a rights approach to all issues in the labor market, in the world of work. So we promote international labor standards. We work with people to try to create decent jobs, which would mean that it's productive work with adequate income. We work with them to try to develop adequate social protection systems, whether it is occupational safety and health at work, or it is about proper social security. So when you're sick, injured, or retired, you still earn a decent income as a worker. And we encourage tripartism and social dialogue, where all the partners come together and seek mutually acceptable solutions to their problems.
The workshop moves to Grand Bahama on Thursday. They are a force to be reckoned with whenever industrial conditions are not in the best interest of their members. But some trade unionists are concerned about the number of Bahamians who are not members of trade unions, even though they have the privilege of joining. Carla Palmer has more.
With assets totaling more than $30 million and a membership of 6,000, the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union is the largest union in the country.
Our membership in Atlantis is over 3,000.
Using the Atlantis Resort as just one example, Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union President Nicole Martin feels its membership should be even more, where out of some 8,000 employees at Atlantis alone, only 3,000 are unionized.
Well, again, we can't make them join. Since we became the administration, we've increased our membership. I would say now it's closer to 4,000.
According to Martin, workers should want to be unionized, considering that employees' rights and benefits, including salaries and pensions, are being slashed locally and globally.
And we say it every day, that it is better to have the union than to not have the union. And like I said, we have a renewed interest by employees. But every day our organizers go out and our officers go out. They encourage people. And to be honest with you, people are now coming to the office to join because of the uncertainty. And it's really a dark day, in my estimation, for workers not only in my industry, but across the country, because it seems as if it's open season on workers. And very little is being done to protect the interest of workers in this country. Our working population is probably 30% unionized. So it means that the other 70%, or approximately, have really nowhere to turn.
For some time now, Martin has been lobbying for improved labor laws in the interest of further protecting workers. She's of the view that legislation should be there to safeguard against malpractices by employers.
There's a lot going on, and in my mind, very little being done to safeguard against malpractices.
Carla Palmer, ZNS News.
The Bahamas Hotel Association is taking the future of the industry in hand, ensuring that tourists and money keep coming. BHA President Stuart Bowe says the association is in the process of polling members to get feedback on how they can improve the sector.
We are presently in the process of surveying our members to help guide our 2012 priorities, and it is clear already from the early results that in addition to continuing to work on education and training initiatives, our members are concerned about the growing cost of doing business, particularly high energy costs. Our family island properties need more global visibility in order to generate business. The issue of affordable airlift is one which all hotels throughout the Bahamas are concerned about.
The BHA leadership team elected during 2011 has also been re-elected. Meantime, Bo says BHA members are also doing their part to mentor the next generation of hoteliers by volunteering time and talent.
We've heeded the call and have walked the talk. It's in our mission and our vision at BHA, and we pledge an even higher level of engagement and volunteerism in 2012. Our challenges as a destination are considerable but not insurmountable.